We are halfway home in the month of July, and another edition of Woodbine Racing Live is on the air. And what a July it has been. Hot, hot, hot. There is a beautiful breeze, though, today that could have an impact on the races. Horse will have a tailwind down the backside and a headwind at the top of the stretch. Welcome all to my second home, the Thoroughbred Studio adjacent to the paddock here at Woodbine. My name is Jeff Bratt, flying solo for today. Elisa Blow will return on the program on Saturday. So if you're just joining us, yeah, it's an exciting week for sure, because coming up on Sunday, we have 4 stake races to look ahead to. The overnight hasn't come out as of yet, but I can tell you that there are 12 horses in the Oaks. There are 10 horses in the Play Trial Stakes. So if you like big fields with stake races, we've got your back covered there. We'll have more on those races on tomorrow's edition of Woodbine Racing Live with myself and Robert Keller. We'll take a look at both of those big races because, as Robert said, they are significant stepping stones to the big race itself, that being the King's Plate. The fillies this season, I would say, don't appear to be as strong as the boys are, but that can change very, very quickly. And more often than not, girls do have a great time of it in the King's Plate itself, as several fillies as of late have won that very prestigious race. Looking back to last season, obviously, Caitlin Her Greatness was able to pull off the victory in the King's Plate. Now, if for some reason you weren't with us on Sunday, I won't hold that against you, but we will be able to recap what did take place on the Sunday program for you. And what a week Rafael Hernandez had. He won 9 races last week, 3 of them on the program on Sunday. Now he's going so good that unfortunately he has to serve days now, and also serving days today, and for the next couple of days it's going to be Fraser Abley as well. So a couple of our top 10 riders will not be in action over the next 3 days, but they'll be back coming up on the Oaks program for sure. So very much looking forward to them coming back in action, and just the stats are unbelievable. I mean, Hernandez had a good time of it. Husbands had a good time of it too. He brought in a couple of nice priced horses. Tour of the City, well, not nice prices, but nice winners. Tour of the City was taking obviously a massive edge, and Special Session, that horse has really turned things around, as a matter of fact. Now in the Belade, Rafael Hernandez, he had a pace edge here with Olivia Rose. This was our lone stake race on the program last Sunday, and little Teddy, you know, she was kind of up against a little bit because of how the race set up. You know, there was only one speed horse, and that was Olivia Rose, and little Teddy had to be taking another element a little bit and had to go after Olivia Rose a little bit early, but little Teddy does hold on to finish in the second place position. But Olivia Rose, if you give her an uncontested lead, she will burn you more often than not, and she's a multiple stakes winner for Gabe Grossberg and winning conditioner Mark Cassidy, and I think Cassie's still at 3,999 wins. He does not have any participants on the program today or tomorrow at Woodbine. He does have horses at Colonial, Ellis Park this week. He's got horses coming up obviously in the weekend here at Woodbine, and he's busy down at the Saratoga meet as well. So the likelihood he's going to make it to the weekend and get it here, I think, is very unlikely, but you never do know. And I'm sure that Mark just wants to get that 4,000th North American win of his career out of the way. And speaking of milestones, Norm McKnight is at 997, so he is 3 away from 1,000. So we'll keep an eye on that leaderboard as well. But there's a look at another stakes winner right in behind me, and that is Olivia Rose. I got the ears lowered, can you tell? I know I don't have much hair left, but it looks pretty good on camera. Maybe not. Let's start the clock. Let's get down to business and talk about some standings, shall we? Because we have some stats and standings in the month of July. And we'll go back and find out who is on top of the respective categories. And if you win 9 races in a week, pretty sure you're going to be here on the leaderboard. And that's exactly what we've got going right now with Rafael Hernandez. 15 winners so far. Wow. He is rolling. How far behind is he from Pietro? So Pietro is at 51 overall. Rafi's at 46, and Sahin's at 42. That could go all the way down the wire. Look at Mr. Munger. He's heating up like the temperature outside. 8 wins with an ROI of $2.90. Now, trainer-wise, it's a runaway. Mark Cassie's on top. He's got 45 wins overall. Drexler second with 27. Kevin Attard overall third with 25. Devin Gittins overall has got 13 wins, with 3 of those taking place this month. And all these trainers in the month of July have a positive ROI. That is very difficult to do for barns that are rolling in all cylinders like they are, because more often than not, they get bet. And often Mark has 2 in a race. Same with Drexler, same with Kevin, and same with Devin. So the fact they're able to have a positive ROI, that's a real feather in their cap. They're still bringing in some horses that are giving us some decent returns on our investments. And hopefully that trend can continue for us bettors, because that is the name of the game. If you said to me, Jeff, you can come to the track, would you rather have 7 winners and a negative ROI, or 1 winner and a beautiful ROI? I would take that 1 winner and the beautiful ROI all day long. As long as I'm leaving it. Hey, you with the horn. I'm working by myself today. Give me a break. As long as you're leaving with more money in your pockets, you're having a good day at the office, to say the least. So that is topic number 1, stats. Let's talk about topic number 2 now a little bit. And the Gangsta is one that we're going to keep an eye on and here coming up in this race. And Krista Cole, I felt so bad for her, because little Bit Gangster was in a race back on June the 20th, in which he looked like he was going to be a real force to reckon with. And unfortunately, the quarantine came down, and the horses in that barn were unable to participate for about a 14-day time period. And here we go. Here's the trip the last time out, back on May the 30th, a little Bit Gangsta, when losing by a length and against Cause and Mayhem. That's not a bad horse to lose to by any means. Now, Little Bit Gangster is kind of a bit of a quirky horse, because he can run all day long, and he more often than not runs well, but he just doesn't win very often. He's just a 2-time winner in 32 starts. And this is probably, on this day, a distance that's a little bit too short for him. And you can make a strong case that a mile is a little bit too short for him as well. But he runs well, and you know, he's a pretty hard knocking horse. He's a fun guy to watch, because he's got a nice little turn of foot more often than not. Now, he's got to face some of the horse they ran against on this day. He's got Palace View, he's got Sooner Lunar as well in this spot too. So he's got a shot for sure, and that's where Elisa's going to go. We've just flip-flopped them. Elisa went 8-3, I went 3-8. I think that Palace View, off not a bad run last time, Outwin finishing 3rd for 40, is in a perfect spot here today for 25,000 to do some good things. Now, Warren Charge the 4. I think the strategy with that one is speed, especially on this course. They're going to try and play catch me if you can. Pietro Moran will guide that one for conditioner Tino Tard. So if we can just, Mike, if you can just stop the clock here for, no, you don't have to stop it, but just don't start the next clock, because I just got the overnight for the Oaks, and I just want to take a quick look at it. Breaking news, as we like to say on the show, before we get to our next topic of business in here, because I just want to see who some of the big names are and where they drew. So for the Oaks, let's see. Shifty got post 5, Winterberry post 11, and his Free Isle post 4, so 12 in that race. In terms of the plate trial, Scorching got the 2-hole, DeWolf got post 8, Notorious Gangster post position number 10. So he's going to be probably the favorite, I would think, in the plate trial, and he is drawn on the outside. But I just wanted to kind of break that into to you, as I just got the overnights courtesy of our race office in there. So we'll have more on that, obviously, on tomorrow's edition of Woodbine Racing Live. Let's get back on track in here. So let's talk a little green. Let's see if we can't make some green. That's what the game is all about. We say that in Canada, like, let's make some green, but only one of our bills is green. So I guess that's kind of an American term, because all their bills are green. But I'll take a lot of 20s. I don't mind carrying around some 20s on me. Third race will be at 6 7,500 claimers, non-winners of 2. And the replay that we're going to look at here is in regards to Sirius Green, who... It's kind of a good news, bad news situation last time out. And I'll show you what I mean, because right now, she's able to watch a really good battle up front here, and you're thinking, man, we're in a good spot in here, you know, like, we've got a shot to do some good things in this event, and we're tracking the speed in here. We should be able to pounce. Couldn't ask for it, but now all of a sudden Leo's asking, and she's kind of responding, but not great. Now, the good news is that I want to point out in here, I don't love the fact that she doesn't win the race off of this type of trip. But the good news is the fact that the second place finisher was a horse by the name of Sills Gamble, who came back to win for 40. So that's a good frame of reference. The fourth place finisher was Twisting Pistons, who came back to win this race for 25,000. So, while I don't love the fact that Sirius Green Gang wasn't able to win on that day and kind of got a little bit tired and flattened out a little bit in there. I do like the fact there's some real positive references for that last event, and the fact that you've had Sills Gamble come back to win. You've had the fourth place finisher, Twisting Pistons, come back to win as well. But I'm going to take a shot here with the 5, Fedorova, who just raced okay last time out. I'm hoping start number 2 off the bench, the addition of Lasix as well. I have a great deal of respect for John LeBlanc for the job that he does, so I'm kind of hoping that Fedorova is able to strike here and second start off the layoff, because this was a horse that was in a pretty tough race last time out. Swagoo Bell just went right to the front and just kept on going, and it just seemed like Fedorova, she couldn't keep up. She's like, wait for me, I'm doing the best that I can. I think she might have a bit more of a comfortable time here today, going 6 furlongs in that 5th, and facing easier competition will definitely help as well. Okay, let's talk a little inside turf course, shall we? I think that sounds like a good thing to do. And the 6th race on the program will feature optional 40, non-winners of 2 in here. And more money honey at odds of 2 to 1. Now, Regal Moment, it's kind of a good news, bad news situation with Regal Moment. So Regal Moment last time out was on the engine, was 4 to 5, got picked off by Ami's Girl. And Ami's Girl is, I don't know evaluation-wise kind of where she fits. Like, I don't think I would claim her for 40, but she did win on that day, and she was a big price on that day. The thing that I like about Regal Moment is the fact that the horse is bred for turf, top and bottom. Like, the mare won on turf. The mare's dropped English Conqueror. Speaking of English Conqueror, some bittersweet news. I saw on Facebook that the Badak Barn has retired English Conqueror. So he's going to have a great rest of his life. I think he's going to long run, as a matter of fact. But I'm going to miss seeing him because he's such a cool horse. So English Conqueror, thanks, buddy, for the memories. He's going to long run, and he's going to chill for the rest of his life, which is fantastic. I'm going to take a shot here in the 6th race, with the 6th of this being just magnificent. I really like the comeback race. I really, really did. And I think on this particular turf course, she's got a shot to double things up in here. Elise and Ron going towards Regal Moment, Doug towards the one, that being More Money Honey. So some different opinions in race number 6, and opinions are what make the world go round. So as long as you don't yell at each other about your opinions, we'll do okay. Race number 6 at a mile on the inside turf course there. Let's talk a little best bet, shall we? I got one for you coming up in race number 7 of the program. We're going to go 6.5 furlongs, 7,500 claimers in here. We have a couple of scratches, so this is going to kill my price a little bit. Bet and Win and Dream On Baby. Now, I know what you're saying, Brat, I bet your best bet is Determined Fury, and that would be incorrect. I don't know, 6.5 furlongs. What do we do with Determined Fury going 6.5? 5, 5.5, 6? Now we're starting to get to some uncharted territory here, going 6.5 furlongs. I don't know exactly how that experiment's going to work, but one guy that I know that can go 6.5 furlongs is the Spy, Master Spy, and I'm going to put him right on top. Let's see if this barn can't keep rolling in here. I don't mind the fact he finished second against Confusing last time out. That one wired the field. And don't forget, Master Spy missed some time. I think it was a vet scratch going into that most recent race, and he got back into the mix of things, and now he's in for 7,500. And yeah, Determined Fury, he got him. He beat him fair and square back on May the 16th. But I'm hoping we can turn the tables in here, and that Master Spy is able to pick up career win number 8. So 2-7-7-2s. Now, Robert, look at this picture. Wow, that is very, very nice. And he's got his picture taken there with Kid Forrester. And Kid Forrester, what a ham. 2 hams right there. The kid is back to his best, says Roberts. Off a 3rd place finish last time out against Highland Society. I didn't realize that Kid Forrester had so much white on his face. That is a cool, cool photo. Well done, Roberts. You know who Roberts going to cheer for in there, that being Kid Forrester coming up in race number 7. High five, anybody? Let's talk a little high five. I think that sounds like a good thing to do, because these wagers do continue to get bigger and bigger in terms of the pool. We're now at $41,594.97 if you want to play along when it comes to the high five wager. And I'm going to take a shot with the one Back on the Chain Gang, because Back on the Chain Gang comes off a good run, went second. The 3rd place finisher came back to win for 40 with a 66 buyer. Now the 4th place finisher had to drop to face 15, but we won't talk about that because we're going to focus on the positives, and that's the 3rd place finisher. But more often than not, Back on the Chain Gang does run well. The rail, Not a huge fan of it in here, but I'm not too scared of many in this race. Temple Hall's a bit of a question mark coming off the layoff in here. I've got Dragon in this spot too. That one goes off the claim. Doug's going towards the 6th, that being Springer. I think that Springer is going to be a player too, you know, getting back over to the synthetic. I don't mind that move for that one. And now we're in for 25,000, so we're in below the claiming price, so that might help out the situation too. The one that I don't know what to do with is the first-time starter from the barn of Steve Flynn. So this is an Instagrand out of an unraced mare who's a half to a stakes winner, and the mare has produced 5 winners. They don't waste any time though running the horse for just 25,000, but it's not like they're going to get killed because they paid 25 American, now they're in for 25,000 Canadian. So it's not like it's a massive drop or anything like that. Jalen Samuel is going to get the call on here. I guess the best thing we can do is kind of watch the board. We'll get a bit of a gauge as to how that works out with the two coming up in race number 8 of the day. So that will be the nightcap here on our 8-race program. And I'm so confused because I'm never sure on these cards if it's nighttime or it's daytime. It's 2:44, of course it's still daytime, but I get thrown off by these twilight cards all the time. One of my plays of the day scratch, that being Crimson Forest. I kind of like that first-time starter in the opener, but that one will have to come back and play another day. My rebound threat is going to be Matoli Power coming up in race number 3. We've touched on my best bet, the Spy, in race number 7. And back on the chain gang. That's going to be my high 5 key. My good friend Elisa, who is not with us here today, but will be back with us on Saturday. Huge opportunity, she says, a little bit gangsta. She says it's time for the maiden score with a Sirius Green. Her turf opportunity is Regal Moment, and she's hoping the hot barn can continue there with a Master Spy. Let's see what Doug and Ron have up their sleeves. So Doug's going towards More Money Honey. Uh-oh, Ronnie and I were battling our best bets. This usually does not end well for me. When I go head-to-head with Ronnie with our best bets, Ron usually schools me, so it could be bad news for me, as he likes Determined Fury. And the Beat the Fave, the Woodbine TV prod in race 4, going towards Jimmy's Affair. Okay, so Jimmy dropped last time out, didn't run all that well. Is that one going to be the favorite, though? Let's see who might be the favorite in that spot. Yeah, that one might be a horse that tries to beat the favorite in there. That's a possibility. I don't know who quite is going to be favorite in that spot. That's a very good question in there. I don't know. We'll see. Clock report. Got one for you coming up in race number 6. Ooh, I like this, 20-1. This is Nina, who has never really lived up to the expectations that we placed on her after her first career win. She ran so big first time out. She was 28-1 on that day. But you know what? She has been freshened up for this return engagement here today. She comes out of a tough race. I quite like the 3rd place finisher, Firecracker Fiona, coming up on the program on Saturday. And Nina freshened up for Cody, and you're going to get a number. You'll definitely get a number on Nina, and that's what we like with our clock report horses, and hopefully that's one's able to have some success. And I want to give a shout out to one of my good friends who has been involved with us here at Woodbine for 50 years. And her name is Marlene Gibson. And Marlene, she works in wagering. She knows everything there is about wagering. She knows all the rules, all that stuff. She watches the pools. She tries to make sure that we don't go on top of other races and other racetracks like that. And one of the hardest workers, most dedicated people that I know. So Marlene Gibson, congratulations on 50 years here at Woodbine. I've been here for 26. I don't think I'll make 50, but we'll try. You never know if they don't get rid of me by then. The opener coming up in about 23 minutes from now as we bring you coverage of our first race of the day coming up momentarily. Horse from the paddock will preview it for